you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little, expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clock it. They don't wanna miss a second of this HD content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn you back and tell you sorry, try again. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey, come on in, everybody. Make sure you hit the like button. Share the live out. Share the live out. Hey, Tammy, just what's up, girl?
You don't need Netflix. You don't need cable. Hop on YouTube. Welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little, expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, gotta binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clock it. They don't wanna miss a second of this HD content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn you back and tell you sorry, try again. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, what's up?
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome to the hood table, y'all. Happy, what's Friday? Happy Friday.
Hope your Christmas was a beautiful and blessed one.
Yes, definitely. I hope you guys, everybody had a wonderful, blessed
Because now we're
Christmas.
finna get into some shit.
And by the way, guess whose birthday it is tomorrow?
Oh, I wonder who could that be? Not the diva dancer.
Yes. It's my birthday eve, y'all. So make sure y'all give me some birthday shout outs in the chat. And do me a favor for my birthday. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the link out, please. And thank you so very, very kindly.
Yes.
My co-host here, Carmel Diva, we have a goal set for our YouTube channel. And we're trying to reach our first goal by December. We're trying to reach our first goal by the end of January, which is getting 1,000 subscribers. So we on our way.
That, y'all. Come on, just spread it.
Yes, we are on our way. But that's the first step towards getting monetized on YouTube and getting your channel reviewed to see if you can, get ads on your channel and all that kind of stuff. So please make sure you subscribe to the channel, share the live out, and like the video. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. My niece made that intro for us, and I will put her information.
It is hot.
Yes, I will put her information in the chat. She's an up and coming rapper. She's on her third CD.
Oh no, Maurice, no baby.
It's Maurice in the house.
We gonna have problems already.
Yes,
that's all right.
Cats.
Aries season is coming up, and we are the leaders of the zodiac, and everybody else follows us.
Capricorn is the beginning and the ending.
Y'all the end, the butt end, the tail end.
The beginning and the ending. You a Cap too? Well, happy early birthday, Maurice. I'm gonna remember that.
I'll make sure. Y'all. Happy birthday, all you Capricorns.
What's the 5th? What day would that be? That's next Saturday. So we'll probably be live. We'll probably be live on your birthday. We'll probably be live.
We'll give you a shout out.
But y'all, if y'all come on in and get ready to settle in for the hood table, we got some hood news. There was some breaking news actually earlier. Did you hear about the shooting? Somebody got killed.
No.
In Miller Park. Yep. So I don't know
if this mess going on around here is.
I don't know if some of y'all heard, but there was a shooting near Miller Park.
But
and
I mean, why? People have no value for life anymore.
I don't know.
I mean, they have no life expectancy at all.
I don't know. I mean, it's like so breaking that we really don't have any details on it. So when I get more details, I will make sure you guys follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and IG, because I post stuff on there, in between the times when we go live on YouTube. So I'll post, the updated information as we get new information. But right now they're just saying one man found dead in a front yard, in somebody's yard. We don't know if it was his home or if it was somebody else's home, but a man was found dead in somebody's front yard. It was a shooting. The police swarmed in, but about time they got there, he was found dead. So he was pronounced dead after 7:30 this evening. But yeah, it was deep down there. The police was everywhere. I was like, what the heck?
Send some prayers and blessings.
Yeah, prayers and blessings to whoever,
family and
yeah,
loved ones. That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's gonna be especially hard around the holidays.
It's around the holidays, yep. And they saying, telling the people in the neighborhood to be cautious overnight because they don't know who the shooter is. So they said there was plenty of people inside the house, like family members inside the house where the shooting happened. But again, we don't know if the man belonged to the family of the house of the yard he was found in or not. And they said there was a 10-year-old boy also who was found on the scene. He was a witness. He had a leg injury. Yep. But he was grazed by glass. So he didn't get shot. He was just grazed by glass. But he was a witness. So yeah, I'm glad the little boy, he'll be okay.
He'll survive, yeah.
He'll be okay. And before we get into what our main topic of discussion is tonight, I do want to send since my sincere condolences from the hood table. Excuse me. Most of you guys who are from Omaha or who have passed through Omaha and have enjoyed some of Time Out Chicken over the last like 30 something years.
Almost 40 years.
Almost 40 years.
Yeah.
The founder has passed away.
The founder's son.
The founder's son, yes. Sorry. The founder's son has passed away. Oh, I need a drink.
Take a sip.
Okay, I was out in the air tonight. But
we gotta wrap up.
Girl, I know. And I don't like wearing coats, so that's my fault. I wear a big sweater or hoodie. You said, can you put your Cash App in the link? I can't see it. Oh, yeah, I put my Cash App in the link.
Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
That's an unexpected blessing. Thank you.
I just happened to see that too. I just happened to click on. Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate that. But thank you, Maurice, for the happy birthday shout outs. His name was Stephen Mercer. Stephen Mercer. He was not the founder of Time Out Chicken, but he was the co-founder. I mean, his family bought the restaurant. And then he ended up purchasing the restaurant when he was 22. So he's been owning the restaurant for a very, very, very long time. It's a family-owned establishment, been in Omaha since we was kids. And he passed away suddenly on Christmas Day. So again, we want to send our sincere condolences to his family and his loved ones. Yeah. And I really hope that Time Out, still keeps running, because it is like one of the longest lasting.
It's a staple in
Omaha. It's definitely.
I mean, I know people who have moved away and come back, and one of the first things they say, take me to Time Out.
Take me to Time Out. And they don't care how long that line is.
I care how long the line is. They don't.
I mean, I care too. Back in the day when I had all night to waste, I could stand in the line for 30 minutes, an hour and a half. Thank you. Coming from the stage or from the clique or from, I mean, second time around, the Seville. So yeah. Hey, Shy. Hey, what's Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. Matter of fact, let me get the phone lines turned on right now because I know.
Get them on.
I'm gonna get the phone lines turned on so people can call in if they got something to say about the topic. But yes, we definitely want to get that out the way right off top because again, Stephen Mercer and his family, the founder of Time Out.
Welcome. This service is provided
by
free
this really hits home for a lot of people.
Please enter your access code followed by the pound or.
But the phone number, let me put the phone number up.
Access code or phone number you have dialed is incorrect.
Ooh, well, let me put the right one in there.
And try again.
Where is the phone number? Okay, here it is. Okay, let me get the phone lines on, you guys. But the subject that we're going to be talking about tonight is the fight that happened the other day at the Westroads Mall.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is not like we've never been a fight out there. You talk
before.
while I try to put this number in.
It's not like there's never been a fight out there before, but this time it just seemed like, I don't know if it was just because we have social media and it's something that comes out, immediately, right away.
Everybody recording.
Yeah. But I think it was just because it was such a large number of people. And the time that they were there was a time when a lot of people are there with their kids or, older people. And hell, I done been out there when, them old people, they walking around speed walking. And then you have this big.
Right, I remember that.
Really, they just be walking around, just round and round in circles.
Me and they jogging suit walking around the mall, like.
Getting their little workouts on. But, to me, personally, I'm not going to say I'm conflicted. I have issues with it.
Shy said put her on the phone.
Come on in, baby girl, because I trust me, I'm very opinionated on this subject.
Shy, call on in. The phone number is on the screen.
But what I wanted to say was, for one thing, these kids, it was just a jumble of kids. And it wasn't like they were shopping. They were just there. And they were all in one area. Was this something that they had all
planned or something?
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like.
Right, because how do you get that many kids in
right
one
by
area?
Dick's.
Right.
Is that you, 1094, Shyla?
So, it was that.
Okay, Shy, I'm going to need you to do me a favor, though. If you got us playing in the background, you got to turn the whatever you listen to us on all the way down.
Okay, I'm going to go all the way out the room.
Okay.
I have been watching football. I ain't going to be able to do that.
Okay. And also, make sure you don't have us on speakerphone. Just talk right through the phone because it'll be like an echo.
Okay, no, you're not on speakerphone.
Okay, now first, Shy, before you get started, I want to play the video so people can see what we're discussing. So I'm going to go over here real quick and play the video. That way people can have an idea of what the heck we talking about. Because some people have no clue about the fight. Okay, let's see. Share screen.
So there ain't no way I can look at the video.
Yeah, you can look at it. You just got to make sure it's turned all the way down. Otherwise, it's gonna unless you want to step away from the phone and watch the video, because it'll
But they really not. If she wanna,
it's just a lot of
they're really not saying nothing on the video.
Yeah, it's just a lot of chaos going on, really.
Well, I want to be able to see you when I'm talking.
Well, I'm gonna play the video, and it's only like a minute long too. It's only like a minute long.
Okay.
So
I might have put it in my AirPods.
Okay. All right. 1 second.
Security, seeing as how my dad worked security there. He wasn't there last night, thank God. But you got this mob scene of
it was like a mob.
It was these teenagers there. Most of them were unchaperoned, which I can understand. We used to catch the bus out there, and We didn't have our parents with us. We just kicked it. But
Okay, where is the video? Oh, here it is. I clicked on the wrong
it
link.
just seemed like there was just mayhem. And then they continued to fight in the parking lot. And I'm sure there's somebody or some parents mad that people got shot with pepper balls, but
Okay, here it is. I'm about to play it, you guys. It is banging.
He say, I'm about to spray that
And yeah, they did lock the doors.
so you disrupting these people's business. You scaring the hell out of these shoppers that are there.
Hey Tiana Davis, hey love.
Hello.
And we do have a somebody on the phone who wants to speak to us about this situation that happened the other day at the mall. Shyla Johnson, who is in the chat.
Come through, mommy.
Come through, Shyla. What you got to say about this?
Okay, so can you guys hear me clearly?
Yes,
Yep,
ma'am.
yep. Chat, can y'all hear her clearly,
Okay.
chat? Let me know in the chat if y'all can hear her okay. Keep talking, Shy.
Okay. So basically, my opinion on this video when it was set for me, because my daughter was at the mall,
Mhm.
and you know, as we all know, this has happened several places, you know.
Right.
But what I was upset about is that people started attacking the parents of these kids that was at the mall. Oh, their parents should be ashamed of themselves having their kids out there at the mall, this and that. First of all, we teach our kids right from wrong, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, there was tons of kids in this facility shopping. Some of them was hanging out with their friends because, like we used to do, we go to the mall every Saturday back in the day.
Right,
Westroads
every
Mall,
Saturday.
you know, we was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, a fight broke out. But my whole point is, I'm not condoning this situation at all. Don't get me wrong. Let me start off by saying that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I will say is, if there was more, my whole point is, if there was more things for these kids to do, they wouldn't all end up in the same place, in the same area in the first place.
Yeah, we were talking
There
about
ain't
that.
nothing for these kids to do, whether it's going to the movies, going to the mall. What else is there if I'm missing anything?
Yeah.
Nothing. There's nothing for these kids to do.
Not
So when
like
they
back
all
in the
end up
day.
in the same area,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to see a couple of people that they might not like. They might see a couple of people that have been bullying them. Nobody knows the facts of why this fight started in the first place.
Right.
Right.
And the video looked like it was a whole bunch of kids fighting each other when it was just two boys.
Mm-hmm.
They were all running trying to see what was going on. And the social media just drug it out and made it worse than what it was, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
They made it worse than what it was. And nobody got hurt. Yeah, they were out there fighting. True enough. I don't condone it. But at the end of the day, find them something else for them to do. Give them something else to do. Something positive. You know, they don't have nothing positive to do. So, hey, let's go to the mall. That's all there is to do. And for the parents who dropped their kids off, they didn't know that that was going to take place. They didn't say, oh, go to the mall and have a fight.
Yeah.
The social media was bashing the parents because I would never let my kids just go and hang out at the mall. Okay, that's you. You know what I'm saying? But as a parent myself, my daughter was there, my niece was there, a couple of my friends' kids was there, which I think some of them in the video.
And my kids go to the mall by themselves. I mean, after a certain age, I mean, don't no kid want to be shopping with their parents. So, I mean, like we was at the mall when we was growing up at 12 and 13 by ourselves. So, yeah, as far as the ones who say that their kids don't go, yeah, I don't understand that. But
I say that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fashion. I heard a couple of people say in the Omaha group, I would never dare let my kids hang out at the mall alone. That's just the ghetto mess that they had going up in there. So just because it was a whole bunch of black kids, why gotta be ghetto?
mm-hmm.
Why this couldn't be? Oh, it was a mess. Yeah, it was a mess. But why you have to put ghetto on it? Some of these kids come from great homes. Like I said, we teach our kids right from wrong, and we're going to teach our kids to protect themselves if they're in an incident to where somebody is in their space. Because if it hadn't been my daughter fighting, she had to protect herself. Something happened.
Right.
You know, let the story fold out before you start bashing people on social media. You know, especially your own people. Come on now. Yeah. And I'm sure half of the people that was on there talking, they grandkids or they great nieces or something was probably at this mall. They just didn't find out about it until late. And now you didn't went on social media and all this stuff. And your own kin was in the mix of all of that shit.
Mm-hmm. Could have been because there was a lot of kids out there. Matter of fact, I was telling Carmel Diva before she got here, I was like, my son been out at the mall the last few days. He just happened to not be there during that time. So, but again, teenagers like to go to the mall.
See, and I understand that because
she likes to go to the mall. She went back today to get some stuff. She didn't want me some stuff, and that's where she works. So it's like, you know, at the end of the day, if the kids have something else to do, there wouldn't be all of this. And not only, this is the first or maybe the second time I've seen a video float where the kids got into it in an open, you know, business area or whatever. Mm-hmm. They shutting down the stores like.
Yeah, they was locking the doors down and everything.
Well, they're shutting the doors because
like it was just a whole bunch of kids trying to see what was going on. So it looked like everybody was fighting, like it was a riot and all of that, but they was running to see who was fighting. Mm-hmm. Period. And then they started running away because chairs was being thrown and tables was knocked over. So with the echo in the building, it sounded like gunshots. Yeah. And then they said that they were going to pepper spray and all of that and trying to get the crowd to calm down. And
well, I think they might have tried to. Maybe that's possibly like their security measures that they use because I heard the kids saying they locking the doors, and maybe because they don't know if the kids have weapons, and they were probably trying to keep it contained to a certain area.
Right, they were ushering them out of certain doors.
Which I agree. They was in one area in the little food court area over there
by Dick's. Yeah, by Dick's.
So the whole completely mall shut down. And it's like, wow, okay. Yeah. I get it. That's, you know, protocol. I'm not against that. But when you go to social media and you don't have the full facts of an incident that happened, don't add your 2 or 3 cents in about bad parenting and all of this other stuff, because the kids that were fighting could have been good kids. Just caught up in a bad situation. That happens. I've been in plenty of fights.
All the fights I've been in when I was growing up were not my fault.
So you say.
Not my fault. I swear.
Allegedly.
On my mama, well, maybe one. But on my mother in heaven, I swear, I was like not a troublemaker. But trouble always came to me, and hey, it is what it is. I defended myself at all
the fights that I was in.
I gotta say something to Ava, because she said
I was gonna ask you about her. What you thought about her comment?
Oh, my niece is on there. Okay.
Go ahead, Shy. I was just about to ask you about that.
Issue.
Yeah.
It's not a parent issue because, first of all, we can give our kids the world. We can teach them everything. When they get out there in the real world, we don't know what they come up against. So who knows, like I said again, who knows what happened? Don't nobody know the facts of what happened. Somebody could have been, defending themselves against somebody. Right. Who knows how it happened? Just don't go on there bashing. Like I said, don't bash the parents. The parents have no idea what their kids are doing when they're not around. That's a fact. All we can do is teach our kids right from wrong. We can't say, oh, our kids ain't going to do this, our kids ain't going to do that, because we don't know. When they get around their little friends, we all been teenagers.
Hey,
we know we do different things.
I ain't even
But
gonna
at
say
the
what
end
we
of
used
the
to do.
day, I can see if you say the kids that were fighting, okay, say the kid who was fighting. Don't say every kid that was at the mall, parents should be ashamed. It was a ghetto message. No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
It did make it seem like everybody was fighting. It did make it seem not like everybody was fighting, but it did make it seem like there were multiple fights, or maybe people jumping in a fight.
See, my issue with this was, first of all, it was a lot of kids in one area. Was this a planned fight? Because how do you get that many kids in one localized area? And then not only that, the
mall ain't that big.
Well, no, but I mean, usually they're spread apart. Why are they all concentrated right there in that area? And no, it's not every kid. But if you see a fight going on, I know a lot of us, our first instinct is to go and see what's going on. Mm-hmm. But a lot of if you're smart, you say, hey, I ain't trying to be a part of that, and you go the opposite direction instead of being in the middle of the melee and
like I would have been. I ain't even gonna lie.
But you gotta think about the generation. The generation ain't like us.
I would have been right
there. A
there.
whole brand new generation with stuff that we don't even understand.
Right. But see, even back then, we didn't have the cell phones. We didn't have the cell phones back then to record stuff. But I would have been right there, like, girl. As soon as I got home and got on that landline, as soon as I got on my teen line, I would have been like, girls at the mall, and it went down. Hey. But a lot of people.
The generation is just different than it was when we was growing up.
They like to watch and upload.
Different. Everything is recorded nowadays. Yep. Everything is put on social media. It's different. When we was growing up, we had a whole gang banging fight in the middle of the school where the person's nose got broken. A whole bunch of stuff happened, but
I remember Mr. Barty getting whooped on at South High School. Mr. Barty got stole on. He got beat up. I remember all that.
Just think of all the fights that took place in inappropriate areas, inappropriate facilities, but they didn't have cameras and phones and stuff to record it, and it wasn't out there. It was just right there at that moment at the school. It didn't go no further than that. Yeah. Now with social media, you got people videotaping all types of stuff.
So back to the original question, though.
I wouldn't say the community, the parents, the generation is just all screwed up, period.
Okay, so back to the original question. Who would you blame? Would you blame the kids or the parents? Because like you said, as parents, we have taught our kids to know right from wrong, to know to step away from situations like this. But then you see on video that a lot of these kids, instead of going away from it, will run into it. So
they were there. And that's why, me personally, I can't speak for every parent. I swear I can. But my daughter, as soon as she got in the house, I talked to her. I said, listen, when a situation like that happens, you could have been at the wrong place at the wrong time. If they
exactly.
You trying to see what's going on and trying to make sure your cousin is straight, and you get hit by a bullet because you trying to see what's going on. No, get your butt up out of there.
Like the girl at the September Fest last year. Yeah, that little girl last year that got killed at the September Fest. Wrong place, wrong time. Remember they was leaving the September Fest and the folks
kids don't think about that.
They don't
think about that until after the fact.
Yeah.
So I can't say I blame either one. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like if the parents knew that their kids was at the mall, they should have had to sit down with them as soon as they walked through the door.
Right. And sometimes kids don't sense danger, and I have to admit that myself. Like I man, I'm telling you, when I see stuff, I've always been like that.
Well,
even to this day, unless now if I hear some gunshots or something, of course I'm gone. But like when I don't know, I've always been like that. Like.
But like I said,
drawn into a situation.
That goes back to parenting, where we have to teach our kids to be vigilant and to always, look around you. Pay attention to your space. Who's around you? What's going on? Does it seem? I mean, we all got a sixth sense. Start using it. If it don't seem right, then it probably ain't right, and go the opposite direction. And that's something that I have tried
that's
to.
Absolutely, that's so true. And I read your comment about clearly the kids didn't know right from wrong until the parents failed. No, they knew. They just wanted to do.
I'm starting to begin. This might be a troll.
They wouldn't have been none of that.
I'm starting to think this might be a troll. Why? I mean, why do you keep saying little black kids? In all your comments.
Because it wasn't no black kids.
But no, I'm talking about this
and
lady.
It wasn't a black kid that was. I know. I'm reading, and it wasn't a black kid. Are you,
hold on. Ava, are you referring to this mall, or are you referring to
just in general?
In general, because I would love for you to call in.
She referring to that mall.
But I would love to hear her call in because I want to see if she's a troll or if she actually lives here in our city and has experience.
Says no other race. No other races at the mental action.
That's why I think this is a troll.
Community issue.
I think this is a troll.
Ooh, baby, I need to get off. I need to get off the here.
Oh, girl, I'm about to.
Don't remove it. Let it stay.
I don't know. I think
let it stay
because it sounds like trollish comments. Like
but
girl,
you know what?
Trolls be all over YouTube,
they do.
Jumping in people's chats and being negative. So I think this is a troll.
But you see the ignorance coming out. Let it,
Because I honestly,
clearly
it's more than black people who clown at the malls. Mm-hmm. When I was growing up, I hung around blacks, Hispanics, Mexican. I hung with everybody and we all used to act the fool at the malls. Mm-hmm. We all used to act the fool at the malls. I don't think it's a black thing. I don't think it's just a black thing though. How we just see that's kind of stereotypical.
It's just a generation thing.
It's a generation thing. I see white kids. How many white kids have you seen recently that be sagging?
Oh,
looking like game bangers
nowadays.
And I'm like, got rags hanging out their pocket.
Yeah.
Listening to loud rap music. I mean, cursing like they crazy.
So
I mean, it's not just black people that be cutting up like that. But in this situation, I do think it's the kid's fault. I do think it's the kid's fault. I would not blame the parent. I would not.
It's a kid's thing. It's not a parent thing.
Yeah.
It's a kid's thing, clearly.
But some people keep blaming it on the parent. And Shy, you know my mom, right? You know my mom kept us in church 12 days a week.
Yes. Yes.
When we was growing up, we was in church 12 days a week.
Now, see, that's another thing.
I had to, when I got home from school, during grade school, probably up to 8th grade. I came home. Hold on, Ava, please, baby. I came home. We read the Bible for an hour and prayed every day after school. We went to church all the time. Man, you would think that we were some little from Little House on Prairie, some little kids. The way, as soon as we was out of mama's sight, my brothers. Right. We was all in the street, just like a lot of the rest of the family. We was in the streets all the time, but she didn't know, and she had no clue all the stuff we did outside the house. And most people, when they look at me and they look at their mom, they be like, "You sure that's your mother?" Because y'all like 360 degrees from each other. Yeah. She's the prayer mouse, and I'm like the kid in the street, always fighting into mischief, and I would never blame that on my mom. Never. But that's my decision. And a lot of things I used to do on the street when it came to when the police came, when the court dates came, all I could think about was, dang, I know mama gonna be pissed. She gonna be pissed. I gotta go to court again. Oh my God!
I avoided the court dates and actually getting arrested, but I have been detained and all of that other mess. But I understand.
But the whole thing about it is, it ain't nothing being said when the white boy went in and shot up all the people in the snow. For what reason did he have to shoot anybody? But now all of a sudden, oh, here it is. The little
Now, that's
black
something, you know
kid
what?
running around with their pants sagging.
And you know what else
Come
I'll
on
say
now.
is this.
Mhm.
You know, and we're gonna have to wrap this call.
Yeah,
up,
because I'm gonna
baby.
get Ava. Ava's holding on the line
Yeah.
too, so we want to
But
talk
what
to
I
her.
want to say is this, you know, you just said that, and I want to know, why is it that, like you said, the little white kid, or these white kids, they go and shoot up malls and movie theaters and schools, and it's something that's individualized. But then when something happens and a black kid does it, why is it that it falls on the whole of
The whole community.
right?
Right.
Why is it on the whole community?
Mm-hmm.
That's something that
Dale Fan said he's never seen a white kid sagging before.
I don't know where you been at, then, Dale Fan.
Really?
'Cause, baby, they're
Really?
all over.
Maybe you don't live in the hood.
Yeah, not
Maybe
even
you don't live in the
hood, 'cause
hood.
I done seen it in Millard and Papillion.
I
too.
live right in the hood. I live right in the
I live in
hood.
Millard.
And the
I live in
blacks,
Millard, and
the
I see it every
Mexicans, the whites.
Right, they all do it, baby. I've even seen Asian kids. So
I don't know. I'm born and raised in the
It's
hood
not
and
a
still
race
live in the
thing.
hood. Not
That's
like
just
it's
what they
an
do.
accomplishment or something.
yeah, they do try
Bragging
to make it a
rights.
race
But I'm
thing
just
when
saying,
it's
it's not.
it
not.
shouldn't be a race thing.
It's not a race thing.
Because clearly on that
Yeah, it
video,
shouldn't
if you
be.
looked, it wasn't just black kids. They were a mix of everything. And the young lady that filmed it was a white girl.
And
So-
I'm not really
Right.
trying to make it a black and white thing, but like if you don't
It
never
wasn't.
see white kids sagging, you can't say they don't do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just because you didn't see it, don't mean it doesn't happen.
Right. Okay,
So,
So, but yeah, Shy, thank you, baby, for calling in. I really appreciate it.
You're
Your
welcome.
comments on
You're
this.
welcome.
No problem. Please make sure you like the video and share the video out for me, please.
Right, and pay attention to some more.
I
Come
sure
on,
will.
comment on some more videos, baby.
All right, hon.
All right.
Okay,
Thank
bye
you.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, let me see which one of these.
Ava.
Okay, let me unmute Ava. Hey, Ava, welcome to the hood table.
Hey, ladies, how are you guys doing?
Well, I'm doing
Good,
well. How are
yourself?
you?
Good.
That's good.
Okay, so let me explain my comments a little bit.
Please
So,
do, baby.
I went to
Please do.
Go ahead, what you say?
I said, please do, because we really want to know. We really trying to
So,
figure this out.
so I go to the mall and I watch people. I love watching people watch. And when I was there, I had to get into mommy mode several different times, and not once did I see a white kid get out of line like the black kids were. And it may sound racial, but that's just what it is. I mean, you go into Westroads Mall, it's very uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable going there as it is, because I know we're acting up there. So if you go over by the scooters area, those the black kids are up there, loud, running around, horse playing, pushing things over, screaming, hugging up on each other, dry humping, doing all this stuff that you don't
Did she
see
say
the
dry
black kids doing.
humping?
She did.
Hold up, Ava. Did you say dry humping?
Yep, sure did. I had to tell them to cut it out because I had my kids around.
I was just going to ask.
Ooh,
Now, have you ever stepped
child.
up and said something to
Yeah.
them, or
And so I have to move from Nebraska and over to the East Coast. But I have brought one of my friends from the East Coast to Nebraska last month. He was in shock that this is how we conducted ourselves. We, meaning black community. But this is not how the East Coast did. The kids in Nebraska that we saw here they had no home training. And I do think it's a parent issue and a community issue. The reason why I say it's a community issue is because some parents are not capable of teaching their kids right from wrong and how to conduct themselves.
I don't think it's
So
a
in that
capability
sense,
thing.
I believe the community needs to step in at that point. And I've stepped in and played mother and have taken custody of children that are, obviously that are not mine, when I feel like the parents are subpar.
Okay, well, see, I'll
And
say this.
that's a
Ava.
community issue. I think that people get very apprehensive on accepting that there are issues in our community that correlate to our parenting style.
There
It's
are
not
issues,
okay.
but I'll
And we
say
just have
this
to be
too.
honest with it and just say, you know what? When we're in large numbers, we're loud. We act ignorant. That's just what it is. And until we get to that point where we can have honest statements, and it hurts to hear Black kids act hood as fuck in the public setting. Like it's bad. It sounds bad, but that's what it is. I can get, like, when I walk into, if you are honest with yourself and you go into Westroads and just watch, you will see there are Black Mexicans, whites, all hanging out at the mall, and it's the Black kids in large numbers that are loud, running throughout the mall and acting like they have no home training. There's nothing wrong with a kid going to the mall by themselves without their parents, but they have to know how to act. And it appears that the Black kids get out there and forget everything that they're taught, or they act as though they aren't being taught anything. But whatever the case is, the observation is Black kids aren't acting right when they're out at Westroads Mall.
Okay.
You are Black, right? Or are you white?
What did you say?
Are you white or Black?
No, I'm Black. No, Black.
So you made a really across the border statement, a generalized statement about Black kids at the mall. Like, you made it seem like all the Black kids
don't confuse
at the mall.
Don't confuse my statement and say that all Black kids act crazy at the mall. What I said was, when you see kids acting up at the mall, they're generally Black.
Well, what you said was Black kids at the mall act ignorant.
If you and your listeners cannot admit that, then this will never change. Period.
Okay.
Quote.
But you did make a general statement, though.
Then, as a member of the community, it is also your duty to step up and say, "Hey, act like you got some sense. Cut that out."
Oh, I got a child
because
I'm at the mall yelling at the kids and disciplining them with the security guards and just sitting out watching it, because they don't want to get into it like that. But I don't have a problem telling the kids to sit their asses down and act like they have some sense. I have a problem with that. And once I did that, they dispersed and stopped huddling up in their loud crowd. But that's not the point. The point is, when you go to Westroads Mall and you see unaccompanied minors there, white, Black, Mexican, and others there, it is 9 times out of 10, if there's an issue and you see loudness, running around, horse-playing, all that bullshit, it's coming from our community. And until we can admit that, we're never going to improve our community.
No, I think a lot of us know that these kids, they are kids, and they are loud.
It doesn't matter. Hold on. Why is our community being loud? Why is our community being loud? Why are the other race groups not being loud? And then we get on the news and everyone wants us to try and act like, oh, where did this come from? No, you have to teach your youth how to conduct themselves in public. 1, because they can start getting some charges pressed on them, and 2, it's not a good look for us.
Do you have
let Carmel
because
I absolutely do.
Okay, because you know what, honey, I'm gonna tell you this: you cannot sit there and monitor your kids 24/7, and you can teach them and you can keep them in church 6 days out of the week.
So my kids, one of my kids.
They can say
I know my kids though. I know my kids, and I won't allow them to go to the mall by themselves, because I know one of my kids is loud when they get around, and so we're working on that now. I know that my kids are not allowed to go out, and that's part of the problem with parenting. You have to know your kids. My kids know right from wrong, but I know when they get around other kids who are being loud, they're going to join in on that.
Okay, so
that's me being honest with myself and my kids.
That's exactly what Carmel
needs. We need to be honest about our community.
That's what we're trying to say. That's what we're trying to say. When they're out of your sight, I don't believe in blaming the parents for that, because we all know that kids, when they're around their friends, they tend to usually do what their friends do.
You don't allow your kids to go off by themselves. And if you know that,
if they're 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, you mean to say you still gonna be by their side every single time they want to go?
No, I'm gonna tell them they can't go out. If they want to go, if they want to hang out with their kids, they have to find another venue. But they're not gonna be able to go to Westroads Mall or to the movies or any other venue unaccompanied. Now, if they want to come to the house, that they can do. But until I can trust them that when they are put into situations with large numbers of people, that they can conduct themselves in a correct manner, then sure. No. But at 16, 17, the kids should be able to conduct themselves. So you should be working with your kids. But a lot of these kids at Westroads Mall, they're not 16, 17. They're 13, 14. You know, they're the younger teenage.
So you're holding your kids hostage and you're keeping them.
So you would never know what your children would do at the mall if you weren't there because you won't even allow it. That's what you're saying.
Like you said, that goes
back
to parenting because it seems like.
No, what I was saying was you would never even know how your children would act at the mall because you wouldn't even allow that. I mean, me personally, I have a very busy schedule. And I don't have time to take 16, 17, 18-year-olds to the mall. And sitting with them while they're shy.
I think that's part of knowing your kids. You've got to know how they act when they get around their friends. Are they the ones that can be around their friends and their rambunctious and they can X themselves out of it?
So you know your kids would cut the hell up, and that's why you wouldn't let them go to the mall.
Do they join in on it? And if your kids are the ones that join in on it, then you know you've got more work to do with your kids. But if you don't, then you get the places like this.
If you can't trust your kids to go to the mall by themselves, then there's a problem right there.
You said what?
If you can't even trust your kids to go to the mall by themselves, then that's a problem too, right?
No, it's not. That's called parenting. Most of those kids that are at the mall that were fighting, or actually, I don't say most, all those kids, those parents should have kept their kids at home.
But it was only two kids. It was only two kids fighting.
You work with your kids to improve on their personalities, their self-control, learn to conduct themselves, all those things.
But it's only
social growth.
But it's only those two kids fight. It was only two kids fighting. Everybody else was.
It wasn't. No. There were 5 fights that day.
It was two.
There were five separate fights at the mall that day.
Okay, what we heard was there was 2 kids fighting, and the video that we saw.
That's the video. Right. But earlier that day, there were 4 other fights.
Okay, so that was earlier that day. So we talking about so we talking about this video. But I get what you're going. But my thing is, you have to at some point, you have to release your kids from your side at some once they start getting 15, 16, having their own money, cashing their own checks, you have to sometimes give them a chance to see
to give them
how they can interact.
You do. But the problem is these kids are there at preteen ages. That is the age where you should still be building on their personality and teaching them, not just teaching them right from wrong, but teaching them how to conduct themselves and self-control and all those things.
So when did you start teaching them to control themselves? Because see, when did you start teaching your kids to control themselves and how to conduct themselves? Because see, I started.
Well, that starts off at infancy, right? You teach them self-soothing. But however, the dynamic changes as preteens because they're trying to prove themselves to their friends. And so that's why you get the louder rowdiness. Everyone's trying to prove themselves. They're cool. They're the big dogs. Everyone's getting loud and rowdy. That's the point where the parents need to hone in a little bit more. And they shouldn't be unleashed at the mall by themselves. That's the problem.
You said unleashed like a pack of dogs.
Unleashed, yes. Unleashed because they were acting like animals, period. There's no way to put it any different.
I wouldn't quite say animals. And
I would.
No, I wouldn't quite. I would call animals maybe the white kids who shoot up the malls and shoot up the schools.
And they are too.
And I would, there's a lot of things that go on in those households that I might blame a parent for maybe not checking in with your kid. Why he got 100 handguns in his bedroom? But
isn't
But I wouldn't
care
call them
less
animals.
about that.
I wouldn't call them animals.
I'm talking about our community. What we can do to fix our community. Yes, those little white kids that shoot up places. Their parents need their asses.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're talking about our community, but I wouldn't call them animals. I'm not going to call them animals.
I'm talking about the black community, or any other race. All races have issues, but for black, that's what I care about because that's my community.
But again, we don't know why. But again, we don't even know why they were fighting. And like I said, I grew up in a. Hold on, Ava. Like I said, I grew up in a very strict Christian upbringing household. And when I left my mother's side, if somebody messed with me or was trying to fight me or something, it's going down. I don't care if we in church. I don't care if we at the mall. I don't care if we at the basketball court. I don't care where we at. So we don't even know why the fights broke out. It could have been somebody defending themselves. Now, I know you don't teach your kids to take a licking and keep on ticking.
Hello?
Wait, I'm sorry. What was the last part? What was the last thing you said?
Do you teach your child to just get their ass whooped, just stand there and not defend themselves, basically?
We can't just say these children are out there causing trouble, because some of them could be causing trouble. Some of them could have been defending themselves.
No, I don't. But did you guys hear any of the commentary that I provided the first 5 minutes of me entering into this discussion? That I have anecdotally seen, witnessed the kids that go to the mall, and I've seen them not in a fighting stance, but they were loud.
But that's just at the mall. Have you ever went to a high school? Have you ever went to a high school football game? Have you ever went to a high school football game or a high school basketball game? Trust me, it ain't only the black people.
There's a place and time for everything,
but I'm saying,
things like that.
No. We're not talking about loud like and cheering.
That because people make excuses for it. No.
But no, I'm not talking about loud and cheering. I'm not talking about cheering.
You want to be like loud and you're going to go to a football game. Exactly, but you don't bring it to the ball.
I'm not talking about cheering. I'm not talking about being cheerleaders in the stand for their favorite team. I'm talking about kids, black, white, Mexican, Asian, at these football games, and they all loud, they all cursing, they all talking stuff.
Right.
It's not just the black kids.
There's a place
so what I think,
exactly, there's a place for that.
What I think might be, but you're not listening to me, Ava. What I'm saying is, this the Westroads Mall. A lot of majority black people.
Are you comparing the football game to a mall?
No, I'm trying to talk about something that you're not listening to me. Hold on. What I'm saying is, as far as the Westroads Mall, we know that there's a lot of malls in Omaha. And there's the Oakview, there's Pacific, there's a lot of malls in Omaha. And we know that after the Crossroads closed, a lot of people from down north frequented the Crossroads because it was closer to our area. Once that one closed, we started going to the Westroads. So all these malls in Nebraska and Omaha, you probably going to find more black people at the Westroads compared to all these other malls. So as far as like all the black people that you're talking about, like when you came in, you didn't say some, you didn't say though, you was just like black kids act ignorant. But you said black kids. You made it seem like every black kid at the mall is ignorant.
I said before, go to the mall and go watch the groups of people.
We go to the mall.
This is sociology 101.
We go to the mall.
The kids. Go watch the
I don't see, when I go to the mall, I don't see ignorant acting kids.
Go watch the unaccompanied minors, and then you'll see what I'm saying.
Okay, so, Ava. All right, Ava. Because you obviously don't want nobody to talk besides you.
At the mall.
But I really appreciate this one-sided conversation. And thank you for calling into the hood table.
If it's not the other race.
Okay, that's enough for Ava. I can't even take no more. I can't even do it. I can't take no more Ava. Not tonight. That was so one-sided. Like she wasn't trying to let nobody else. But what I was trying to say, y'all, hood table. What I was trying to say was, she came in the phone call and came in the chat saying black kids are ignorant. Black kids act ignorant at the mall. It wasn't like when I go to the mall, I'll see black kids, white kids, Asian. I don't pinpoint my eyes to all the black kids in the mall. And I don't. I can't say that I go to the mall and see animals when I go to the mall.
Like somebody who is trying to disassociate themselves from blackness.
Exactly. And she said she black, but I don't know.
That sounded real suspicious.
I don't know. She sounded like she was raised in Papio somewhere, not around any black kids at all. Because no, ain't no black person gonna sit there and talk about black. Just kids are ignorant. Just negative the whole time. Okay, moving right along. The conversation was one-sided. We couldn't get anything in. So
anybody else?
If she kept over talking, we couldn't have a conversation. That's not having a conversation.
No.
When you keep cutting people off.
And you can't see somebody else's side of a conversation. You can't see their viewpoint.
I'm like, if we listen to y'all when y'all call in, y'all have to listen to us
give
too.
Us at least the courtesy.
The courtesy. I mean, you calling into a platform. You can't just be running your mouth 1,000 miles a minute and not letting the host speak.
What is that about? I mean, but hey.
Now, see, I could have got ignorant.
That's why I
like she was saying the kids was acting. I could have got ignorant. But I ain't gonna get ignorant because I could get ignorant because hey, this is the hood table. But I'm trying to act professional.
I just got
trying to act professional.
So I'm trying to still hold on to it.
I'm trying to act professional. That's why I just let her go on and go on and go on.
That's why I shut up because you know how I am. And
Empress Lisa, thank you. Right. I think she was white too, and trying to sound black.
Oh no, there are some black people.
But I mean, but my thing is,
they are so busy trying to assimilate and trying to disassociate themselves from what they are. And like she said, she's holding on to this child.
And everybody knows what happened when you keep your children at home and you hover over them all the time and you don't let them out of your sight when they you don't even know how your kids gonna act at the mall if you won't let them go to the mall.
Any kind of social skills, he's not gonna know how to navigate in this
world. She specifically
let him grow for himself.
But what got me was when she specifically said, I know how my child acts around their friends, and that's why I don't let them at the mall. But then you call the kids at the mall ignorant and animals.
And like I said,
let your child loose. Thank you. Let your child loose and go to the mall and see how that makes no sense.
That means your child is just the same or worse than the kids that you're talking about at the mall.
That makes no sense because if you think your child is not capable as a teenager to go to the mall and act like they got some common sense and some home training, then the fault lies on you. Just like you saying the fault lies on those kids' parents, the kids that was at the mall.
Obviously,
and again, it was only a few fights. It might have been 2 people fighting. It might have been 5 people fighting. It might be 6 people fighting. But again, we don't know why they were fighting. And I'm not trying to take sides and saying, oh, the kids. But what you don't understand, like I said, she kept saying the parents. The parents can teach a child. What's that Bible verse? Help a sister out. Because I ain't been to church in a minute.
Which one you talking about?
Teach a child in the way he should go. So that he will return one day if he mess up. That's the Bible verse. Something like that. Shy, tell me the Bible verse. You know what I'm talking about. What they stray, but they know right or wrong. They might go out there and rob a bank, kill somebody, beat up their girlfriend, harm a child. I mean, all these things that kids can do away from home, but it's not because they had bad home training. So I don't really like how people just, that they parent. You never know. Shoot, their parent could be a pastor. Their parent could be a principal at a school.
But you are socially cutting your child off, and you are being a negative influence on him by doing that. So you continue doing what you're doing, and we'll see whose child grows further. Anyway.
I'm just saying, both of my children being to college, one's still in college, and I started letting them go to the mall by themselves at 13 and 14. They ain't never had a fight at the mall.
My child has never.
They ain't never had a fight at the mall. I'll make sure I specify at the mall. My kids done had to defend themselves before.
Well,
they done had to defend themselves before because hey, we don't take a licking and keep on ticking. Not at the hood table. No, we practice self-defense. But Delphine, you know which Bible verse I'm talking about if you ever been in church or read the Bible. That Bible that says train a child the way he should go. And if he's older, yeah, something like that. Yeah. Something like that. That's why I said the parents should not have been back. Yeah, and even when I posted the link of the fight on the Hood Table Facebook page, I said, y'all kids out here tearing up the mall. That's all I said. I said, y'all kids out here tearing up the mall because I was trying to, make light of the situation. I didn't say somebody need to get their kids where the parents said that because I have to, you know what?
But I ain't like her. I no.
One thing I'm going to tell you, y'all out there listening, especially if y'all ain't got no kids yet, but as a parent, when you then ran the streets, been in the streets, raised in the hood, have family members in and out of jail, gangs, activities, all this kind of stuff. You done seen and done it all. When you have your child, you have to sometimes put yourself in that child's shoes and their shoes. And you have to determine, like, okay, what would I have done at that situation? Or what did my mama do with that situation? Or when I did that and got in trouble, what did mama do? Things like that. You can't always raise your kids the way somebody else, like that lady. You can't always raise your kids the way somebody else tells you to raise your kids. Ain't no way in hell I'm going to be taking my son to the mall every weekend and standing around with him and his homies for like 3-4 hours shopping.
You're doing more damage to him than you are helping.
I got things to do.
But you're doing more damage to his psyche and his what do I want to say?
Now we will go to the movies sometimes, and we will go shopping sometimes together as a family.
Yeah, but his self-esteem as a person, you standing there around him at 17, trying to hold.
And all his friends like, you with your mama at the mall, you mama's boy, you at your.
You should get that boy ass whooped every day at school.
Thank you.
Every day.
Thank you. But
and
anyway,
then he's gonna be pissed at you. And that's gonna cause friction.
This was very interesting. I did not expect it to go down like this tonight at the hood table.
Hey, let it go. We the hood table. Hey, we playing dominoes. And talking shit tonight. Come on.
I expected a little convert. I didn't expect that. She took my whole breath away. I'm like,
no, she
can I talk? I mean, I'm really glad she called in because it's nice to get a perspective. It's nice to get a perspective. So I'm not saying that, Ava. If you want to call in again on another topic, feel free to call in. I like, but sometimes you have to be like, okay, let me listen,
right? So
they can talk. Then we let you talk, and then we can. It's called a conversation. So yeah, but anyway. Hey, Kwame Fox, what's up? How you doing? You said Midwest Black and East Coast Blacks are two different breeds. Yeah, that's true. You said her kids are doing stuff that, man, when I tell you, and I'm not going to tell y'all, but when I tell you, but I'm not going to tell y'all, the things that we did growing up, some of the things we told our mom when she was older, when we were older, and we would tell our mom all the stuff not all the stuff, but some of the stuff we did. And my mom eyeballs about that. She clutched her pearls, grabbed her Bible. Yo, you did what? When? Where was I?
See, I was a good girl till I got out of high school.
And your brothers helped you, and your sisters helped. What? Y'all did what?
I was good till I got out of high school. And then once I got out of high school, that's when I got wild and got loose and
sure. And then when my mother got close to her going to heaven time, we told a lot more stuff because we was like, when by the time you get upstairs with Jesus, He's gonna tell you everything anyway. God gonna show you everything we did once you get to heaven. So we was telling Mom, she was up there. I mean, it was kind of like making light of the situation,
Right.
giving her something to laugh about. You know, when she was getting sick from the cancer.
Charlie, you ain't lying. Yes, she was.
She was. My mom was like, "What?" And I'm talking about we was in church every day. We talking about 2-3 months revivals, like every day. And then when we got like 13, 14, 15, we kind of just like.
No, that's when my grandma really got serious about it.
It was a wrap. She could barely keep us in church after then. It was like a wrap.
Had us there. I'm telling you, it seemed like when the lights came on.
And thank you, Ava. Like I said, Ava, anytime you want to call in, you're welcome to call in. We appreciate other sides and listen to different perspectives. So we definitely do. So no shade on that. No shade at all. No shade. But if anybody else want to call in, let me know. And I'll the phone
lines. Teenagers or young folks that might have been out there or heard.
Yeah, was there somebody else out there?
I mean, my niece was on here, but she, we started getting into some grown folk stuff, and
see, we missed a lot of the comments.
We did. I'm sorry, we didn't.
I'm sorry, we didn't see a lot of the comments. Oh boy, let me go back. Oh wow.
Yeah, we missed a lot.
What did Shy say? She said, "Is that your chick now?" And Anthony said she did say that her kids can't go because she know her kids will act up. I'm not mad at her at all. You know what? It got a time to when my kids got a certain age, and my youngest one still lives at home. He's a full-time student in college. All expenses paid, full ride scholarship, and one of the top colleges in Nebraska. But anywho, it's like it gets a certain time of their age where you just like you just gotta trust God sometimes.
You have to trust that you have taught your children correctly, and you gotta let them spread their wings. Yeah. And just like everything else in life, they gotta bump their heads sometimes. Yep. So if you have done your job as a parent by teaching them right from wrong, teaching them how to conduct themselves, how to stand up for themselves, when to stand up for themselves, then let them go. See what they do. They might surprise you.
Yeah. And as far as the cycle repeating, Ava, I saw your comment where you said it's saddening to see the cycle repeat.
Not every black child is.
I would just have to say this. If you talk to anybody that knew me and my brothers and my cousins, my uncles, my grandpa, my grandma, I'm going to go all out because we've been in Omaha all our life. If you know anybody that grew up with any of them and you ask them, is the cycle still going? Now, we got murderers in our family that went to prison for years. Drug dealers, all kind of stuff. I'm not even going to go through all the crimes, but I'm saying all kind of stuff.
Charlotte, you right.
And if you ask any of them, Shy in the chat, that's fam. That's fam. Ask anybody who knew our elders and knows us.
Well, you just found out tonight who some of my
ask them is the cycle still no, because in our generation, a lot of our kids are college graduates. They got careers. The boys are raising their kids with their mothers. Mm-hmm. I mean, the stuff that I witnessed growing up. And I appreciate some of the things I went through growing up because it taught me a lot.
Right.
It taught me a lot. Right. I mean, literally on all sides of my family, my mom, my grandma, my dad, my stepdad, a lot of the kids grew up in the gangs. And it appreciates me because I seen a lot, and all that I seen growing up helped me incorporate something different and my kids. And I see that throughout my family and my generation. They in the military, they college graduates, they nurses, they teachers. Yeah. I mean, I see that. So, I mean, you can't say broad statements like that.
Yeah, that blanket statement.
You can't say blanket statements like that.
That's just
like
saying,
all black kids
like
are ignorant. See,
she's saying all black kids are ignorant. That's just like saying all white kids are hyped up on these drugs these doctors is giving them, or they all trying to get high on meth or something, stealing their grandma's pills.
It's bad apples in each race. It's bad apples in each race.
Or they all shooters and they, you got to be careful because they going to get mad.
Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Dale. People still screw up even if they do good.
Right.
Thank you, Dale. People still screw up.
Everybody
People make mistakes. People make mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes growing up, but once I got a certain age, I was like, I don't want to go to jail for the rest of my life. Like some of the people I see around me or get killed.
Right. And like I said,
so I started taking a different path.
Right. We have to just trust in the teachings that we put into our children, what we've instilled into them. And
business owner, thank you, Shy. You running businesses, girl. You running businesses.
See, that's, like you said.
And Shy, that's my fam, so she knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Family, and we have gone from, we got nurses, we have doctors, we have psychologists, business owners, preachers, teachers. We got it all. And like you said, sometimes I look back at where we came from, the shit we've been through, and stuff that we done had to work through, stuff we done had to fight for, fight against. And we've made it. We've overcome.
Yep.
But it's all in, it's all in growing. It's called growth. We all have to bump our heads sometimes to learn.
Yep, Shy. I know. That's what I see. Shy people don't know. When I say our whole family on all ends was in the gangs, I'm like, Shy she just verified.
I didn't have no family members.
We was out there in the streets. And we had parents that didn't teach us to be in the streets. Like, we had parents that wanted the best for us. Right. But sometimes you be like, man, my friends out here, it's like, and then sometimes you just get, like, I don't even want to say, like, you just be like, oh, I won't be in a gang. It's like sometimes you roll with certain people and you automatically be associated with them. It ain't like you was inducted. It ain't like you was jumped in. It ain't like you was, nothing like that. Some people just, all right, I'm rolling with y'all. That's just how it was. But as I got older, I realized I don't want my kids to be involved in that. And a lot of our family, we felt the same way. So we raised our kids to think differently, to do better. But again, my children are 22 and 18. God forbid, but they could go out and make a mistake tomorrow or next week. God forbid. Right. But you definitely ain't going to put the blame on me. You definitely gonna put the blame on me.
I did my job. I know I
sure.
I've been raising strong leaders from day one, from birth.
Yeah. Yeah. We was raised right in the church, Shy, right in the church. I used to hate going to church. Oh my God. I was like, oh my God, Mama, do we really gotta go?
I
went to church all the time. I liked to go to church, but I didn't like going every day. And I didn't like our church. We went every day, and then we was in church till like 1, 2 in the morning. Like, we had revivals all the time. So we had like 3 hours of sleep.
Oh, y'all was one of them Holy Ghost.
We had no time to do homework. We did nothing but go to church.
Y'all was a Holy Ghost church, huh?
We went Holy Ghost stomping, sway in the spirit. Sway.
No shade. No shade.
Hold on.
Look,
sway in the spirit. Just sprinkle.
I ain't gonna name no names.
Shut down.
But I went to a church and they got mad because I wouldn't fall over.
No, I remember.
I ain't gonna say no names, but it was like he just kept
trying
to push me
and they be like,
like fall.
I be up there like, I ain't going. Then finally you just be like,
I just walked off.
Because it's like, damn, okay, let me fall. Y'all better cover my legs. That's all I know. When I go down, y'all better cover my legs. Shoo. And then you be down on the floor like this.
And you looking like, okay, can I get up now? No, I just
Anybody
walked away.
looking?
I was like,
anybody looking? Did they see me? Did they see me? Because you be like, how I'm gonna get up? Should I get up like just pop up? Should I roll up? Should I just be down there like,
I never paid attention to how they got up.
girl, I be on the floor like, I be laying there, and then one time I fell asleep.
Hell no.
One time I fell asleep. I ain't even lying. I was on the floor so long. I was just asleep.
I'm not dealing with you.
Then I was like, what the? Let me get my butt up and get back on this
I
pill.
say that every time we film. I ain't dealing with you. And then, damn it, I end up back over here again. I keep saying, how do I keep getting suckered into this? Somebody call in and help me. I'm serious. Somebody help me.
Listen, you part of the hood family now, so it ain't. Well, you part of the hood table family,
right?
But yeah, so anyway, this was an interesting chat tonight. It was an interesting chat tonight. Shy said, now I live in Miller and my kids have no idea what the good is. Why? Because I work hard to make sure they would never see what I saw. Thank you.
That's true.
Oh, she said what the hood is. Yep.
You know what I do? Because my kids, like you said, they weren't raised like how we were, or the people I ran with. But what I do as a learning experience, I take them down into the hood. I show them, look, you see this person over here? They was probably the smartest kid in their class.
Yep.
And look where they at now. Look where they at. You see this person, just because they homeless don't mean that they losers, that this and they could have just had a stroke of bad luck.
Yeah.
Or they, a lot of the homeless, because I work down there, a lot of them have mental problems and there's no mental health facility to help them. So they end up down there.
Shy says she knows you.
You know me?
I'm gonna take you to her Facebook page when we get off. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, I know her.
Probably. A lot of times I see faces and you'll be like, oh yeah, I know her, girl.
But one thing I did with my sons when we was growing up, I let the older, like my cousins and uncles, talk to my sons. And I had mentors. I made sure they had mentors in and out of school. Like Mark.
We on hold.
Mark was my oldest. Who?
Kwame. He said he's on hold.
Kwame on hold. Kwame, you on hold? You on the phone? Why you didn't say nothing?
He did. He said he's on hold.
I know you was on hold. Hold on. Let me put you. Hold on.
Hello.
Hold on, Kwame. Hold on. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I didn't know you was on the phone. You should have said something in the chat.
Oh yeah, I said they said say your name. I said my name, and y'all started laughing, so I thought y'all heard me.
We've been laughing for 10 minutes.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. How you doing,
huh? No, it's cool.
What's up?
I'm doing good. So here's my little perspective on the whole thing. I saw the video and everything like that. Here's my perspective on everything. From a person who was raised in the military, lived all over the world and everything like that, I put it, the blame for me it to me goes equal on both the parents and the kids. And the reason why I say that is because we as society have a habit of teaching our kids what we were taught from our parents. Mm-hmm. So like for me, I love wilding out. So I have to break that when I have my kids, because I'm like, all right, cool. I got arrested.
You sound like me.
I was like, look, I want to stop that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'm like, all right, I gotta stop that. So I did. So my kids, I mean, granted, they're not raised in the hood or anything like that. They're being raised in a far better community now because of choices I made and so that. But at the same time, though, when I see that, I don't look at it as like, oh damn, it's all the kids, or all damn, it's all the parents. So I look at it as more of like, what are these kids seeing that's causing all this commotion? Because you got to understand something. We as Black people, we are a naturally, as I call, a naturally hyped up like group of people. Like,
yes.
We take stuff to heart, and like we are very
passionate, and that's because that flows through our blood.
And emotional.
You know, coming from where we
See, I think that's
So
what
everything
she's
was
mistaking for
Yeah.
loudness.
What were you saying?
I was just saying, I think that's what she was mistaking for loudness and ghettoness. Because, like you said, we're animated. We're very animated. We're emotional.
We're definitely, as a race, we're definitely animated.
Right.
And the problem we have with that is that it's not that the problem's not us, it's the problem of how others perceive us. And when I say others, we all know who I'm talking about. They are very, as I call, docile, like low mannered, nothing excites them. They're just very monotone type of people.
Right.
So when they see us get excited, they're like, "Oh my God!"
They
look
get
at them.
scared.
They call us animals.
Yeah, basically, and whatever stuff. So that's why for me, I'm like, all right, cool. I don't want to be labeled that from them, even though I really don't care about their opinion. But at the same time, though, in society, the way society's set up, we have to care about other people's opinions because other people can destroy you, whether you want to believe that or not. People can destroy you. So for me, I'm more of like, all right, cool. Everybody wilding out. I'm gonna take a step back and be like, well, I'm not getting involved in that. But they want to go there and wild out. You know, for me, it's like whatever. I don't really care. I've seen it. Like I said, I grew up all over the world. So I've seen it from all cultures. You know, living in the Middle East, living in Europe, living in parts of Asia. I've seen it to where when they get crazy over them places, man, them motherfuckers be blood and stuff everywhere. So, you know, to me, it's like I see them wilding out. And I've seen it from all races. So it's not just, you can't just say it's like, you know, the black kids are like the ones who most problematic.
That's why I said we hung around Asians, Mexicans, whites.
Wait a second. Yeah, wait a second. Let me explain myself. I don't feel that black kids are more problematic than any other race. I just feel that when black people do stuff, our what we do is amplified 10 times over because that's how society has us ingrained, how society has built. Because if a white man went and robbed the bank, they're like, oh, a white man went and robbed the bank and the store. If a black man does, they're like, oh, this black man from Oakland, from this and that, and they bring the whole community in, went and robbed this bank or whatever the case may be and stuff. So I don't necessarily feel that it's like, you know, it's all like that's all black people's fault. But at the same time, though, our actions are amplified 10 times, especially when it's negative. When it's positive, they do everything to push it under the rug. But if it's negative, it's amplified and repeated and repeated and repeated. So that's my opinion on it from a person who, you know, lived all over and everything like that. But at the same time, though, like I said, I feel it's a generational cycle that we just keep it going. We keep it going. Like our, you know, because kids are being taught, but their parents were taught, but their grandparents taught them, and it's just a cycle that we all need to break.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on this whole situation.
I feel you.
Right.
I feel you. Like I used to say all the time, I was born with a 0 to 100 mentality. And it's like that with a lot of people in our race. Like you were saying, some people, they real calm, they real like docile. The docile, they, you know, they don't speak out, they're not outgoing, they're just chill. And then we have those others who like have a 0 to 100 mentality. I could be the coolest person you ever see on this earth, but let you correct. You don't think I'm like, where she come from? What happened? Who raised her? You know, it's like, like you said, black people are really emotional. It's like natural for us to be like, you know, it's either one side or the other. You know, we either real cool with you or we real amp with you. You know, you're gonna get one or the other depending on which way you come at us. You know what I mean? Right. So
yeah.
I'm just saying.
But I mean, like I said, so I mean, the whole situation, I don't know. Like I couldn't tell. Like the lady that called us earlier said it was multiple kids. For me, it looked like multiple kids or whatever stuff. But I mean, the camera person, they need to get better training on how to hold their phone, so that way I can focus on better when they're and other stuff. And it was all over the place. It was kind of sporadic. I couldn't see things too much. Sometimes she was aiming the camera at the time. I need her to focus.
I'm gonna make sure we reach out to the camera girl. I'm gonna make sure.
Tell her, look, you need to stand still.
If you want to do this, do it the right way. Turn the phone the right way.
Tell her, look, stop running and stand still and
focus.
focus.
People get all this into motion and shit, so you know.
Tell her use a Zoom.
But I mean, it is what it is, though. It is what it is, though.
Oh my God!
Thank you for calling, Kwame.
Yes, thank you for your
Yeah.
Happy
perspective
New
on the
Year's to you,
situation.
baby.
Yep. All right, y'all have a good evening.
All right,
You
you
too.
too.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Yep.
He said we need to talk to the camera girl.
We need to get her some photography classes. Maybe an apprenticeship down at
I came with y'all. I came with y'all.
Y'all stupid.
Dale Finn said, haha, so wrong. I don't know which part he was referring to though.
I don't either.
Ava said, Fox hit the nail on the head. Be cautious of how you conducting yourself, self-control. It's easier said than done though.
It is in certain situations because like right now, you know,
it's easier said than done.
You know how I am. I like to laugh and crack jokes.
Me
I'm
too.
sarcastic. You know.
Like me too. I like to have fun all the time.
But, comma, as I like to say.
Comma.
There are times when I'm sitting here laughing and playing, and then somebody will say or do something, and I'm not gonna get loud, and that's not my style. But you will know
that you done crossed the line. That
we got a problem, and you finna be put in your place.
Yeah.
She said there's a time and a place for everything where they finna get put in.
It is a time and a place. Now that's one thing I do have to agree with Ava on. There is a time and place for everything, but sometimes it's just
time you get crunk.
And I'm really not trying to make it a race thing. I mean,
I don't think it's a race thing.
Ava said this is a race thing. I don't think it's a race thing at all. Like some people, it's all in what you experience. Like if the only time you experience people
if that's
acting up is around black people, then that's your experience. But your experience isn't everybody's experience.
Right.
Like when we go to the mall, it's cool, it's chill. I see kids walking around, shopping, laughing, kikiing.
Right.
And I might see some kids looking like they about to argue and fight. And then over here, I might see some kids that's acting all bougie and stuff or acting like they got some common sense. So it's all in your experience. And I have experienced your perception. Yeah. So I'm not going to sit here and say that only black people cut up at the mall. I'm not going to. I've been on this earth a long time, and I have seen some of everything cut up at the malls and at the schools and at the basketball, football games.
As I've traveled this country, I've seen it from
I didn't travel this country
races.
And
north, south, east, and west. So
sometimes it depends on where you are, and sometimes it depends on what time of the day it is. Sometimes it depends on. I mean, the atmosphere.
If you want them bougie people and you're
it
not
just
used
depends.
to animated folks, then hey.
But everybody has it in them to cut up. If you cross anybody the wrong way, they have it in them to cut up, no matter what they race are. Because one thing I have never raised my two black African American young men was to not defend yourself. Now, I have taught them that every fight isn't yours. And you don't sign up for every fight. And there are times where you have to be smart and walk away.
I tell my kids, you do not have to attend every fight you are invited to.
Right, Shy? Some people take you out of character.
They do.
And it's not like, and I won't say it's bad upbringing. Because I mean,
it depends.
I know a lot of people who are.
I've seen people come
sweet and nice and just,
rich families, and they just as ghetto as they want to be,
as they come.
And then I know people who were born and raised in the middle of the ghetto, and you would think that they were born in Regency.
They was raised all proper and
it's like
private schools.
I got family members like that, and I look at them like, who the hell? Don't you know we was raised on the same street?
Right.
What?
So I think every situation is different. I just think every situation is different, but we can't just categorize I refuse to just categorize like that. I just won't.
Right.
I just won't. And that's any race. Like I had mentioned when Ava was on the phone. Well, okay, so we got a lot of black kids at the mall and they fighting. I would rather for them to be fighting than shooting up the mall and killing everybody. Like a lot of I'm sorry, but let's see. How many white people have shot up a mall, shot up a movie theater, shot up a school, shot up a comparison? Black kids fighting at the mall.
Right.
So you know what I mean? It's like
you gotta pick and choose.
I don't want to make it a black and white thing. I don't. But you can't just categorize a whole race like that. You just can't. Like I'm not gonna say all white people blow up buildings or shoot up. I'm not gonna say that. There's some white people that have some issues. There's some black people that have some issues, and some things that black people do, and there's something that white people do. But I'm not gonna categorize them all and be like, oh, y'all over there, y'all all baby murderers because y'all shoot up schools and churches. You know,
I'm looking at.
I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. There's certain things that white people do. There's certain things that black people do. There's certain things that we all do. But I'm not going to sit here and put a whole group into a category and say they all shoot up schools and they all fight at the mall. I'm not going to say that.
What's racist?
There's a few bad apples in every race.
Call in, Dale. I like to hear from you.
There's a few bad apples in every race. What did I say that was racist?
I want Dale to call in. I like to talk to him.
Yeah, what did I say that was racist? Because I literally said I won't say all white people shoot up schools and all black people don't do this and all white people don't. I specifically just said that. So what did I say was racist?
What shooting that happened?
What about the last shoot? What last shooting? It's been like which shooting and where? The one that happened today?
Specify, please.
The shooting that happened today in Miller Park? That was black? What that got to do with the mall fight? I don't know. I don't know.
It's more, you know what? I think.
So, Dale, is you saying only black people kill people? What are you saying, Dale? Just spit it out and quit being so subliminal. Okay, Ava, not all blacks fight the mall, but of the youth that were at the mall and fighting majority has been black. That's just facts. And it just depends on when you are at the mall.
Right.
It just depends on when you are at the mall and who you saw fighting and if it was on TV.
But see, that's the thing.
You can't say all fights aren't on TV and all fights don't get on social media. So you can't say every fight at the mall is black people. Do you know how many fights there probably is at a mall on any given day in any city? You can't just say they're all black people. Some things get recorded and some things don't.
Dale, can you give us the whole story, please, baby?
I don't know what
because these little fragments you giving me.
What shooting was hold on, let me think. A couple of weeks ago.
Hell, I don't know.
Let me think. A couple of weeks ago, a shooting. Where was the shooting? No, we're not twisting your word. I'm trying to find out what you're talking about, Dale.
Baby, call in. Call in.
I'm trying to find out what you're shooting, what you're talking about.
That's why I said give us the whole scenario instead of little fragments.
You keep giving us like 3 words in your comments. We're just trying to follow along. How can we twist your words when you only giving us like 2 words per comment? Your last comment was the shooting. The one before that was black. The one before that was what about the last shooting? The last comment was wow, that's racist. The last comment you made was things aren't amplified. The last was haha, you're wrong. The last you're not speaking in sentences. So
like I said, he's giving us fragments and it's like, okay,
I think some of these be trolls. I'm telling you, I think some of these be trolls.
That's why I said call in so we can get a clear understanding of what you're trying to say.
Yeah, Abe, I understand. You're only talking about the Westroads. I understand. Well, does anybody want to call in before we wrap it up?
You don't want to call in.
Bottom line is, for me, teach your kids, raise them properly, make sure they know right from wrong, but also teach them to defend themselves, but also teach them that every fight is not theirs. Just because somebody wants to clown with you at the mall, at school, at a basketball game, on the playground, sometimes you can walk away. Sometimes you can't walk away. But in certain situations, if you feel like you have to defend yourself, you have to defend yourself.
As I teach my gentle giant at home, and I say that because he's 6'1" and real docile. But
Real docile.
he is the complete opposite of his mama. I'm, like, let's get it, let's do it. And he's just like, yeah, okay. But I've always taught him it takes more to be a leader and to walk away than it does to be a follower and
participate. Yep.
It takes more to be a leader, and I've always told him.
And I'm sure most parents teach their kids that, but again, when kids get out of your immediate, area or your immediate comfort, you don't know what your kids is gonna do. You don't. You just don't know what your kids is gonna do, whether they're black, white, Asian, Mexican, African. You don't know.
Yeah. Michael, we don't know, baby.
And that's the thing. We have no idea. We don't know if it was two knuckleheads, if it was two gangbangers, if it was a kid defending himself from somebody who was a bully.
Right.
We don't know. We don't know yet. The fight just happened like a few days ago.
I think it was just yesterday.
Yeah. And so, yesterday. And so I was hoping that maybe somebody, like a kid or somebody would call in and possibly shed some light on the situations at the mall the other day. But it was a fight between kids. Tommy Knocker.
But wait a minute. But they was up there by Raising Cane, so they was hey. Or maybe, hey, that might have been somebody had one of them sandwiches up there. And they wanted that one instead of Raising Cane's.
I'm telling y'all that Popeye chicken, no.
I ain't never had it. What? I ain't never had that damn sandwich.
That Popeye
and if
chicken,
it make you act like that shit, you can keep it.
I ain't gonna shoot nobody. Like, where was that at in Philly? Where was that at?
They been
somewhere. Somebody was shooting. Somebody was fighting. Somebody over the Popeye chicken sandwich.
Give me the KFC Popeye any day.
I'll go to Chick-fil-A if I gotta fight. I ain't gonna fight over no sandwich or nothing. But the sandwich is good. I ain't gonna lie, the sandwich is good.
Everybody talking about Chick-fil-A, and I wasn't that thrilled by it.
Chick-fil-A is okay. I'm gonna put it like this: out of the McDonald's, the Chick-fil-A, the Burger King, the Popeyes, who else got chicken sandwich? Wendy's, KFC. I'm gonna say Popeyes probably tastes the best out of all of them. But I'm not going to be fighting nobody over no Popeye's chicken.
Give me that damn sandwich.
No, you can have that sandwich, girl. You can have that sandwich. No, that was funny, though. Tommy Knocker said they was fighting over them chicken sandwiches.
Hell no.
Do they got a Popeyes at the mall?
They ain't got them.
Do they got a Popeyes at the mall, Tommy?
Well, they used to when they had the actual food court.
Oh yeah,
they got the food court no more.
I ain't ate at the food court in a minute. I'll go there to shop and I'll go there to watch the movies, but I ain't ate at the food court in a minute. So I don't know what restaurants they got in there.
Except for when I was a teenager and we hung out at the mall. I'm not a shopping person. I'm not a mall person. When I go, I know pretty much
I'll go
what
specifically.
I go to a store that I believe has
like if Bath and Body got a sale.
If
JCPenney's got a sale. I'm not that person either to go store to store to store to store to store.
I'm in and I'm out.
I'll do that at Walmart.
I don't even do that.
I'll do my whole shopping at Walmart, and I'll go to the mall like when specific stores have sales and stuff like that. Because otherwise,
I go because I got a little chubby girl, and I go to JCPenney and
I love JCPenney's.
JCPenney
and Old
is
Navy,
the shit right now.
For kids, that's what.
Yes, especially the little chubby. Well, I say little, but my daughter is 5 feet tall and 9 years old.
Oh, she's a cutie.
She cute, but Lord, she filling my pocketbooks.
But yeah, she said she's talking about whose fault is the fight, and the only premise we are talking about is Westroads.
Okay.
Yeah, well, okay, you guys.
Y'all can continue that in the chat.
That's it at the hood table. That's it at the hood table. It's been real, y'all.
Thanks
It's been
tuning in,
it
y'all,
even
for
got lit tonight.
Yeah. And Ava, we difference of opinions, but thank you for tuning in, for calling in and voicing your opinion, even though it may have differed from ours. All I can say is let's have a conversation, a back and forth next time.
Yeah. Well, she had some good points though. She did have some good points, especially when she mentioned the Black community. Like, I won't say, like you go to the mall and all you see is Black, because that's not my experience. I just won't say that. I just won't say every time I go to the mall, it's a Black person that's shoplifting, or it's a Black person that's fighting, or it's a Black. But as a community as a whole, every parent,
we need to start taking more responsibility
and teaching our kids
village again, and not just teaching our kids, but teaching kids in general and embracing them. Because like you said a long time ago, maybe your mom taught you something, but my mom might not have.
Right. And especially as far as the jail part, like as far as the community and the kids, it's enough of us in jail. And one thing that a lot of the kids out there probably don't think about, and it's kind of like I said, you don't know the whole situation. Like, it could have been a situation where the kids went to jail. It could have been a situation like that. But sometimes it's like you gotta defend yourself. If you feel like somebody swings on you, somebody attacks you or something, it's like, okay, you might be thinking in the back of your mind, mama taught me this, daddy taught me this, I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm gonna get in trouble. But sometimes in that moment you get caught up and everything goes out the door and you just trying to defend yourself.
You're in survival mode.
And it's like, after it happened, I'm telling you, I done been there, where it's like, okay, I'm trying to walk away from this chick. She followed me around. She at the basketball court while I'm just trying to play basketball. It's sometimes you just got to mollywop and monkey stomp somebody to get them off of you. And then afterwards you be like, oh, dang. Yes. When I say monkey stomp, I mean...
Not a monkey, but a monkey.
Sometimes you have to mollywop and monkey stomp somebody for them to leave you alone.
But and
it's not because I didn't have no good upbringing and uptraining. And I'm not a troublemaker, never have been. So we don't know the whole situation, but as far as the community, as far as she was saying, and as far as Black kids overall, I think most parents do teach their kids right from wrong. And sometimes, maybe we might need to speak more on maybe walking away.
To be honest,
or if you see somebody at the mall and you think they're threatening to you, maybe go to security. But some, like I said again, sometimes it's like.
But you know what? I can honestly say I have been pleasantly surprised for the most part with a lot of our young Black kids, because to me, in my experience, they're changing the tide. They are becoming more respectful. They're becoming more focused on trying to do better than the.
And see, that's
generation
also your
before.
experience. I've experienced that too, but some people might not experience that.
I've seen that a lot.
I see that a lot with my family, with my friends, with my neighborhood. I see that a lot, but
the
that's
thing
our
is, I don't
testimony.
sit there,
A lot of
but hold
people
on.
don't see
But you
that.
know what the thing is? When I see it, I'm not gonna go run and pat them on the back because
Right.
that is what I expect. This
Right.
is what you are supposed to be doing.
Right.
So I'm not gonna pat you on the back for doing what you're supposed
But
to
I
be
might
doing.
say something like, "Well, aren't you really
Yeah, oh, thank you very
respectful?
much.
Look at that." Because people have done it to me. Like I'll be at home or somewhere, my kids be at the mall or somewhere, and somebody, I swear, every single time somebody done ran into one of my sons, it's, "Oh my gosh, your sons were so respectful." And it's not like I'm up here like, "Well, what do you expect?" You know, it's like, because some people experience kids who aren't.
Well, see, that's like at conferences.
You know?
Both my kids, all I hear is, "Oh my gosh, I wish I had 2 of them in my class. Oh my gosh, they are so wonderful and they are so sweet and this and that." And I'm like, they don't have a choice.
That's what I be thinking in the back of my head too.
No,
I'm like, because if he wasn't, when
I
I get home, that's what I'm thinking in my head. Like, he better have been respectful, you know.
don't give them that choice.
But it's like it feels good to hear that though. I mean,
I do. That's not to say I don't tell my kids, you have done a wonderful job. You guys are really respectful. Or I do let them know, hey, so and so told me that they seen you.
I do too. And they be looking at me like, "What do you mean I was so respectful?" Like they be looking like
you told me
I didn't do anything.
Right.
I said hi, how you doing? Shook her hand, gave her a
And it
hug.
used to make me
Hi,
mad.
you know, and I'm like,
it used to make me mad. We would be in the store and people be like, "Oh my gosh!" Like this was before I had my daughter, but they were like, "Your son is so respectful. Oh my gosh, he's not running around. He's not yelling. He's right there by your side." And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like,
right now.
And people would always go, "Oh, can I give him $1? Can I get?" And I'm like, "No."
Sometimes
he's doing what he is. This is.
But
what
it's not
supposed
only.
to do.
It's see, the thing with my kids and with a lot of people kids is, and I can vouch for this because my kids aren't perfect. I can. If you knew how many times I was at the school or received phone calls when they were younger, so my kids is not perfect by any means, but they know how to act around adults.
Right.
Now, if I might have a teacher or a coach or somebody, "Man, he was up there, he was talking, and and I had to put him in after school or some. I might hear that when they're around their friends.
No,
but around a grown up, a parent, I've never, and they 22 and 18, never had one negative thing a parent ever had to say when they saw my children.
No,
but now again, when they around their friends at school or activities or something like that, it might be, he wasn't talking. I told him we were talking. He was like, "I ain't did it. That wasn't me." So kids are going to be kids, but they should know how to act around elders.
Yeah,
that's like my pet peeve. That's like, I don't lean on that rule. I don't, ain't no grade nor the curve when it comes to being respectful around your elders, around grown-ups.
Oh, my kids know, yes, ma'am, no, sir. And the way.
And if you got a problem with them,
if you do it to them, like when I'm like, they bring me some. "Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir." So. And
I can honestly say, and I'm not even gonna sit here and lie and say I raised my kids like that. There wasn't the yes ma'am, no ma'am in my household. Not saying it's wrong. Hey, everybody raises differently, but it wasn't in mine because when I was growing up, the only person I really had to say that to was probably my grandma and my aunts. But like outside of the house, it wasn't like enforced. It wasn't enforced outside of the house to say yes ma'am and no ma'am. So when I grew up, it wasn't enforced like that. And then when I had my children, my sons, it wasn't enforced like that. But just because they didn't say yes ma'am and no ma'am, trust and believe, you would think they calling you yes sir and yes ma'am,
See, in my
because
family,
it was all about the respect. No matter, it might not have been yes ma'am, it might have been Mrs. Smith, or yes Mr. Smith, or yes Mrs. Smith. It might not have been a yes ma'am or no ma'am, but every family is different.
no.
And
in my family, it was yes ma'am.
And see, that's what I'm
No,
saying. Some
sir.
families it is. Yes, sir. No,
And
sir.
I mean, you know, I
But-
teach my kids, but I'm not as strict as it was when I was growing up.
Yeah, me
But
neither.
that girl, my grandma.
But yeah,
when
we
she
didn't
would
have to do
call-
that, yes, ma'am. And trust and believe, we were like respectful to
No.
all the elders, the church elders, and the family. And
When children
So,
call
yeah.
you yes ma'am or hi ma'am, yes ma'am, hi ma'am. You be downstairs. My uncle, we laugh at him. We talk about how he can hold a hi ma'am longer than anybody else in history. He would start all the way downstairs, hi ma'am, until
And
he
the
got
thing
all the way up
about
there
it-
to her.
the thing about it is, I'll do it sometime. Like at my age, if I'm like an older person, like I might say yes, ma'am, or no, I might say it, but it's not like because as far as I'm concerned, it ain't about the title. As far as kids being respectful, a kid can call you anything. Yes, ma'am. No, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, Mrs. Smith, Mr. Brown, whatever. It's more than just a title. The respect. You know what I'm saying? If a kid is going to respect you, they're going to respect you whether they're going to say yes, ma'am, or no, ma'am. They're going to respect you, period. So I didn't enforce it with mine because it wasn't enforced with us. And I ain't never heard of any time they have been disrespectful.
Because of how my grandma was raised too,
Mm-hmm.
and then being from a military family, that had a lot of
That
influence
plays
on
a
that
big
too.
part. Yeah, that plays a
So,
big part.
it was, you know, just something that we did, and now it's second nature to me
Yeah.
to just do that
Yeah.
and to do that even with
Yeah, like my kids might not. I don't know when they have their kids. I mean, I'm serious. Like I'm one of those people who, if a child calls me ma'am, don't call me that. And I understand. Like I used to hate when people say, "Let him call you ma'am. Let him call you ma'am." It's respect. I don't want to be called ma'am, so don't tell me to tell a kid to call me. I mean,
I've had that.
it's a personal thing. Like you can call me Mrs. Tanya. You can call me Mrs. by my last name. You can call me. I don't want to be called ma'am. So if I don't want to be called ma'am, some other grown up shouldn't be there. Like, well, they're showing you respect. No, there are like my friends, my kids' friends who've been their friends since like second, third, fourth grade, best friends all that time. When they come over the house, hey, Mrs. Tanya. Hey, what's up? How you
Well,
doing?
you know, I
don't have no problem with that.
It's Miss Tanya, Aunt Tanya.
Yeah,
you know,
Aunt
cousin,
Tanya, cousin.
But-
It has to be a title as far as that.
And
But
that's
it don't
the way
have to
I tell
be
my kids when you
Mr.
address an adult,
Ma'am or
it's
sir,
always
yeah.
you have a title.
a title, right?
their
That's
name.
my thing. A title,
But
like Aunt Carmel Diva or
Right,
Aunt,
right.
you know, whatever you want to be called. Now,
Right.
if you said, I want to be called ma'am, that's different.
But
And
see,
the
that's
child
just
will be
the
like,
other day,
okay,
I
I'm
met-
going to call you ma'am.
the other day I was talking to my boyfriend's son. He was like, "Oh no, ma'am. Oh yeah." I was like, "Hold on, wait a minute." I was like, "Baby, I ain't that old now."
Well, see, that's the thing. And some people might
But
see,
then I
yes,
was
thank
like,
you
you
for
know
calling
what?
me ma'am.
But then
You
I
know-
told him, I said, "You know what? I'm not even going." I said, "You can call me ma'am because that means you were being raised."
He was
right.
being raised right. But just because a child doesn't say ma'am or sir, I don't think they weren't raised right.
That's true.
Like my thing is, if you call a grown up by their first name,
Yeah,
unless
I know
they
it.
tell you though, because there are grown ups out there who say, just call me by my 1st name, and it's just because that's what they want. And if that's their personal feeling,
That-
who am
that
I to
irks
say?
me.
But
Oh.
hey, I'm just like, if I want a kid to call, just say Tanya. That's my prerogative.
That
Call me
irks to
Tanya.
no end. No, me and you.
But
Me and you gonna have an argument. We're gonna have a conversation.
no, I'm like, no,
Because-
call me Tanya. I mean, it's all in the grown-ups what they want to be called. Everybody is different. Everybody's different. Some people want to be called
gonna have
Mrs.
a
by their first
conversation.
name. Some people want to be called Auntie. Somebody want to call Yaya. Somebody, I mean, people, especially these grandmas out here. How many grandmas go by grandma? I mean, they go by Diva Ma.
No.
I mean, these grandparents out here got all these names. Grandma. I mean, they got all these names. Nobody likes to really be called ma'am anymore, or you know what I mean.
My mama goes by grand.
See, grand. I mean, so it's like, you know what? To me, it's a personal thing for the adult. If I tell a child, call me ma'am, that's what I expect to be called. If I say, call me Mrs. Tanya, that's what I expect to be called. And my nieces, the nephew, they call me Yaya, short for Tanya. Hey, Yaya. Ain't no miss, ain't no ma'am, ain't no, that's my respect. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just all in.
All the kids in the neighborhood, all my kids' friends, they know. They call me Miss Keisha. Or Aunt Keisha.
But see, that's what your preference is. It's all a preference. It's all a preference. But I don't think one or the other is wrong. You know, depending on the and I think a lot of people have to remember where the ma'am and all that came from.
That's all.
We have to remember that because they weren't doing that in Africa. That didn't start till they got over here. And they was shucking corn and picking cotton. That's when that came. So, you know, a lot of people don't instill that in their kids too because of that. So that's why I just say it's a preference for the adult. But me at my age, if an older person tells me, call me ma'am, I'm out of respect, I'm gonna say, if that's what you want to be called, that's what you want to be called. But
I'm gonna leave that whole conversation alone.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Happy New Year.
Yes,
yes.
Yes. That's how they used to do it. Yes.
Go down to Texas. I'm gonna take you to Texas with
yes,
me.
ma'am.
Take you down there to my folks.
Ma'am, I'm gonna be getting right over there. We're like, ma'am.
They country, I don't know what, but you be like, oh my gosh.
Girl, my family country too. It's like 90% of us still live down south. So it's
nother
they still country too. But again, it's a personal preference.
Mm-hmm.
To me.
All right, y'all. We never stay on top.
We've been on here forever. Yeah. Hey, it's the hood table. You know what? The reason why I called it the hood table, for those if y'all never heard me say it before, is because like in our one of our main pictures or thumbnails or whatever you want to call it for our channel is cards and a card table, because a lot of times growing up and still now, when we would sit down and we would play cards at a family occasion, birthday party, holiday, whatever, you start playing cards at that table, and the next thing you know, you talking about everything under the sun instead of finishing that game.
We have done that.
And you always got somebody in the corner saying, "Is we gonna finish the game? Is we gonna finish the game? It's too much talking. It's too much talking."
Look, that be GB doing that. That's GB. She good for that. Everybody else talking about God know what. GB like, are we gonna finish this game?
I mean, it never fails. And you start talking about family, friends, what happened on the news, the weather, sex, kids. I mean, at the table. So
it goes down.
That's why I name our channel, our platform, the Hood Table, because we might start on one topic and end up on something else. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But anyway, we appreciate everybody who tuned in tonight, everybody who commented in the comment section.
Thank you.
Everybody
live tonight.
Yes, everybody who called in,
everybody.
We appreciate everybody who called in and chimed in and gave us their 2 cents. It is really important to get different perspectives from different people, especially when we discussing things that's going on in our community.
Right.
So, we can't be biased. you know, we can't. Everybody's not gonna think the same way.
Exactly.
So, again, the hood table. But on our way out, make sure you guys, if you haven't already, make sure you like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Please and thank you. Please and please and please and please and thank you. We are trying to meet our first goal of 1,000 subscribers by
Come on, bring it up. Let you talk to your
on our
friends, your
way.
family, bring them in, tell them, hey, you know, we got a new format. We got people you can call
Especially if you're from Omaha.
Right.
If you're from Omaha, make sure you tell your Omaha your peeps, your family, your cousins, your aunties, your unks, and everybody else. Make sure you
bring them all in.
Come to the
bring
hood
them all in.
Yes. And on that note, I'm going to play our intro song.
You mean outro?
Well, should it be called outro?
Outro.
Okay.
Happy New Year to
our
you
outro
all. Be
song.
safe. Be smart. And we'll see y'all next time.
Yes. The New Year's, I don't want to hear about none of y'all drinking and driving and got in some accident or
here.
Please be safe. Please be safe. And my birthday is Sunday. My birthday is Sunday.
But 30 minutes. 30 minutes.
Tomorrow. No.
Friday.
Today Friday.
Hell, I forgot.
I got a whole 24 hours and 30 minutes. But my birthday is Sunday. But tomorrow night, I'm going to be live on my main YouTube channel, which is Tanya's Primetime TV Media Reviews. That's my main YouTube channel, for those of y'all who don't know. So I'm going to be live on that channel from my birthday party tomorrow night. So make sure you guys also subscribe to Tanya's Primetime TV Media Reviews. So, because I do go live over there. This channel is it's the hood table. So it's mainly about things that's going on in our community, in our hood, and other things as well. But the Tanya's Primetime TV Media Reviews, it's all over the place. It's all over the place. But mainly reviews on TV shows, movies, things like that. But anyway, subscribe to that channel as well. And for those of y'all who don't know, I am a personal custom cake decorator as well. And I decorate cakes live on YouTube on my Tanya's Delights Slice by Slice YouTube channel.
You will not be disappointed.
Tanya's Delights Slice by Slice. She didn't order how many cakes? Like 3, 4? I don't know.
But they call it instant diabetes. Them cakes, but you can't stay away from them.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
I ain't even gonna go there because I'm gonna be like, I need a cake for New Year's.
My cakes are fire. I do everything from wedding cakes on down. But anyway, Tanya's Delight Slice by Slice and Tanya's Primetime TV Media Reviews. That is my other 2 YouTube channels. So make sure you guys go over there as well. So on that note, we're gonna play our hood table song, y'all.
Stay hood.
Yes. And bring it to the table. Anytime you got something
let
to say.
us know you got a topic you want us to touch on. Hit us up, let us know.
Yep. Inbox me on Facebook. We at the Hood Table on Facebook, IG, and Twitter. So you can inbox us on Facebook, or you can hit us in our DMs on IG, the Hood Table. So any topic, anything going on, and it don't have to be nothing in the hood or in Omaha. It can be something,
national,
worldwide news or a topic or whatever. Hit us up and let us know. We'll look it over and we'll speak on it. But yeah, so again, on that note, we out, y'all. We out, y'all.
You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little, expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, gotta binge watch. You don't like it, think you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HT content. content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation. Bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn it back and tell you sorry. Try again. Yeah.
Welcome to the hood table.
You don't need Netflix. You don't need cable. Yeah. Welcome to the hood table.
You don't need Netflix. You don't need cable. Hey. All right, y'all. Good night. Thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful, wonderful New Year's. And safe. Be safe. We out. Deuces. I just love that song.